welcome to another episode of Atkins Diet in the Kitchen. My name is, of course, Kent Altena, and this week's episode marks the start of the Thanksgiving season. One of the requests that I had in my survey was to produce more holiday-type recipe videos. Well, this is the beginning of them, and throughout the month of November, I'll be making a couple recipe videos each and every week for what you include on your holiday menu items. So this week's episode, we're going to be doing Dottie's green bean casserole. This is very similar to the French onion green bean casserole that you might have had on a high carb diet. Well, we're going to make it low carb style. So come with me. So I've started 2 frying pans heating on the stove. To that, I'm going to put a couple rings of onions slices into a pan by itself. We're going to cook these until they're pretty brown. And the rest of the onion rings, we're going to fan out and put them into this one. Alright, to that we're going to add 2 stalks of celery. And we're going to cook these until they're very soft and just a little brown. These will be very brown. I'm going to just salt the onions just a little bit, which will aid in browning them because it will bring the moisture out of them. So we'll leave this cook for a while, and we're going to start cooking over here. To this mixture, I want to add 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of coarse ground black pepper, and 1/8 teaspoon of garlic powder. And 8 ounces of cheddar cheese. We're going to mix this up. To this, we're adding 1 pound of fresh frozen green beans. You could also use 2 cans of cut green beans too. The difference between the fresh frozen and the canned is due to the water within the canned green beans. So I need to flip these over. You can see the ones on top by themselves are getting browned already. And we probably have at least another 4 or 5 minutes to get the onions and the celery done. So we'll catch back up then, and we'll see the finished product as I put it together. See you then. Bye, we're back. I have the onions and the celery basically done. You can see that they're browned on bottom, very tender. And then I have the onions for the top to be the crunchy onion layer on top, very nicely browned as well. So we need to add these. To the green beans. Mix them through as much as possible. Alright, so pour them out into your glass baking dish. I've started the oven preheating at 350 degrees. Alright, now that I got all the green beans and the onions and peppers, we'll put the top layer on. And basically you just want to cover as much as possible. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's just giving the illusions of those French crunchy onions that the other recipe had on before. So we're going to put this in the oven for 30 minutes until the cheese and the onions are nicely browned. And we'll see the finished product when it's done. See you then. Alright, well, I'd like to thank Linda Low Carb website for making this recipe available to me. And we're almost finished up. I did the last 2 minutes on a broil just to brown off the top. And let me pull it out. Well, I hope this reaches everybody in good health, and stay tuned for more Thanksgiving recipe episodes in the near future. See you then.